It's like the middle of January already. I went MIA for like a month. No, I just had a lot of changes going on in my life. I tried to vlog a little bit of like what I was doing, but nothing in my life goes right ever. I can't do anything without there being like obstacles. So like it's really hard to vlog it when I'm crying or when I'm pissed off or trying to like problem solve, you know, because I just have the worst luck in the world. Also, a piece of my tripod fell off right before I started. I don't know where it came from, so if the whole thing comes crashing down, I will not be surprised, because that's basically how it goes. And because it's on my mind heavy and I just feel like ranting, I'm going to talk about my bad luck, because I have the worst luck. What is happening right here? I have the worst luck of anybody that I know. I have the worst. Like, if you know me, nothing goes right for me like on the first try, basically. Like everything works out, like always, but nothing is fucking like easy for me. Everything that I do, I have some kind of obstacle, and like I always get past it and it always works out, but like it's always some type of obstacle that just I'm like, why does this happen? Because if you know anything about my car, you know it doesn't work half the time. Anything that could go wrong with it goes wrong with it, except for like it actually breaking down to where I can't drive it. Everything else happens except for, you know, where it's not drivable anymore. So basically I get there and I'm trying to find someone to do it. These shops, basically what I needed to be done was my spark plugs. And when I did my clinical trial, I had my car taken to be fixed, since I knew I would have money to fix it, because it's expensive to fix cars, whatever. So anyway, it come to find out that it didn't get fixed all the way. I have 6 spark plugs and coils and only 1 got changed, and I don't even know how to tell which one got changed. So obviously if one fails, the rest of them follow. So yeah, I needed to get them all changed. So basically, like, people wanted to charge me $140 for 1 coil, and considering that I had 6, that wasn't really in my budget. So I was trying really hard to find somebody that could just come and fix it, or like where I could get it fixed for like a low price, whatever. I ended up ordering the parts. I'm trying to remember how it happened. I ended up ordering the parts so that I could have pay somebody that is like a mechanic or knows what they're doing to come, because it's not that hard. I watched videos on it. I could have done it myself if I wasn't like scared to mess it up. But anyway, so I ordered the parts, and like I spent like $120 on all the parts that I needed. Okay, and people wanted to charge me $140 for 1 coil. Okay, that's ridiculous, but whatever. So I get the parts in and I find a guy who can do it. And so the day after the parts got there, he came over and he was gonna do it free of charge because he was like my mom's friend. And I'm not trying to speak like negatively on him, so like I'm just ranting. I'm mad about it. I'm still mad about it. Anyway, so he comes over and he starts looking, and he was out there looking for like 30 minutes, and then he was like, hey, you need another part. And I was like, okay, well, let me just run and get it. And he was like, well, usually like you have to order it special like for your car. And I was like, okay, well, like let me just go to this place and see if I have to order it or if they have it, is where I could just buy it. It was a gasket. And so if you know anything about cars, like they're not really special to each car. I mean, like some of them, just like the one I needed wasn't, like they literally had it in the store. Anyway, so I told him, I was like, okay, if I go and get it, like will you come back and fix it? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay, so I'll just call you whenever I get home, or when I figure out when it's gonna be here. And he's like, all right, bet. So I gave him $50 to fix it, and which he wasn't even gonna charge me $50 to fix it. Well, not even me, but like me and my mom were like, yeah, like let's pay him, like, you know, whatever. So I gave it to him right then, because I'm like, for your time, because you say you're gonna come back, like before I forget, here you go. And that is where I fucked up. That's where I fucked up. So anyway, I go to get this part. They have it in store, whatever. It's super easy. I get home and I text him and I'm like, hey, can you come back and fix my car? I got the part. Well, at first I had texted him and I was like, can you send me the exact part that I need? And he didn't reply, and then I sent him one and he's like, yeah, that's right, that's what you need. Okay. And then I get the part and I text him, I'm like, can you come fix this? And he was like, just ignoring me, like really like not even trying to talk to me. And I was like, okay. So I just kept texting him and I was like, hello, hello. And then it got to the point where I was just like, you know, never mind, I'll have someone else do it. And he was like, I'm sorry, like I've been doing this and that. And I was just like, whatever. Like if you don't want to do it, then just say you don't want to do it. Like don't be annoying. But people are annoying, so of course he didn't say that. I had to make a pizza because I have not eaten today. I am hungry. Okay. So of course he didn't tell me that he didn't want to do it anymore. So I was just like, whatever, I'll find someone else. And so I found somebody else. The first person who took my car and was supposed to fix it, he was like, yeah, you have the parts, like I'll come and do it for 40 bucks. I was like, bet, like that's cool. So he says he would come at night. And then I was like, it's gonna be dark, like just come in the morning. So he says he'd be there at 9 in the morning, and then he doesn't show up. And so it's my sister's friend. And so she calls him and she's like, hey, what's up? And he was like, I got busy, like let me call you back. So for a few hours, like I don't hear from him. And then he finally says like, I'll be there at noon. Okay, noon, or like 30 minutes till noon rolls around, and he says he's not coming. That he had some emergency and he had to leave. And I, at this point, was like, I'm fixing it myself. So I was like, I just need the tools. So I go outside and I'm like, don't know anything about cars. For starters, anything about cars. And then also like my Mazda, like so many people looked at it and they were like, Mazdas suck because the way that that's like set up, like it's difficult. And so like I already knew I was scared like to mess it up. Anyway, so then I posted on Facebook, like, does anyone in the area fix cars? And so I started messaging some people and I was like I had a ton of comments saying that they would fix it, whatever. And so I started messaging them. It's like, what do you charge? Like I have the parts, like when can you do it? Like I need it done today. Like I was trying to leave that day. So I had some people, this is why people are annoying. I had a guy message me and he was like, yeah, I can do it for 80 bucks. And I was like, oh, never mind. Like I have someone who says they'll do it for 50. Like, you know, like you have to bargain with them. Like I'm not going to pay you 80 bucks. Like, no. Anyway, like I don't know. Like I'm not really like a cheapskate. Like if I didn't have all these people that said they could fix it, like sure, I would pay you 80 bucks. But like surely I could find someone to do it for fucking $50. Like whatever. And I did find a guy who would say he said he'd do it, but he would be there like 3 hours later. And I was like, whatever, I'll take it. So this other guy was like, I'll do it for 80 bucks. And I was like, I have someone that says I'll do it for 50. So that's cool. Like, never mind. I don't need it. And he was like, okay, well, I'll do it for 60. And I didn't answer. And he was like, normally I charge 65 an hour. And so I'm like, you're annoying because you say you charge 65 an hour, but you just try to charge me 80. And I just told you someone will do it for 50, but you still want me to pay you $10 more than someone else does. Like, you're just annoying. Like, that's it. And I was just like, no, I don't want you to help me. I told you I found someone. And at this point, like, I'm so mad. Like, I'm not really an asshole to random people like that, but like, this day I was. But yeah, so I was just like, get out of my messages. Like I just told you, I don't need your help if you're not gonna do it for 50 bucks. And so this guy, okay, so the guy who was originally gonna do it at 9 and then didn't show up, he said his friend would come and fix it. And I was like, okay, bet, like cool. And for the same price, like whatever. And that he could come like right now. He was like 10 minutes away from my house. I'm sorry, this is so annoying. And he was like 10 minutes away from my house, and so I was like, okay, like bet, like yes, please come. So he showed up and he started fixing it and it went well, like whatever. At one point, like I was like, do you know what you're doing? Like blah, blah, blah. Like we watched a video together because it's like a Mazda, and like I don't know what that means to like mechanics, but like to the mechanics that I talked to, like that meant like they are harder to work on because of like the way they are, whatever. So we watched the video and he was like, okay, yeah, I got it, like whatever. He fixed it and then he was like, you're good to go. I paid him, and then I was like, but can I start it like while you're here? Like can I test it out because like I don't want you to leave and then me be like bugged. Anyway, so then my car doesn't start. It was like cranking, but like it wouldn't hold it, you know. I don't know like what that means, but that's what somebody told me it was doing. So that's what I'm going with. But yeah, so I was like, it's not starting now, and like he tried to jump it wouldn't hold the jump. And he was like, was it doing this before? Like, this is what it's been doing though, right? And I was like, no, like I could still drive it before. It just was like messing up whatever, like the spark plugs need replaced. And so basically he was just like, oh shit. Anyway, so we got it to hold a jump. Like he had to mess with it and like fix some stuff, I guess, that he like accidentally messed up. And then I was like, okay, like I'm gonna drive it for a bit, but can I have your number? Because like the way we talked was like through people. So I was like, can I have your number? Because if something happens, like, can I call you? Because like that's how I am. Like my luck is so bad that like I already prepare for something to go wrong. So I was like, let me get your number and like, can I call you? Are you gonna be free tonight? Like I'm gonna drive it around for a long time because I'm gonna drive it for 5 hours tomorrow. And he was like, okay, yeah, cool, like it's fine. I don't mind. I want to go get a KFC bowl. So me and my sister hop in my car and I was like, this way, like we're gonna drive it a little bit, see whatever. And like it felt fine and it was good. And then we pull up to KFC and I could smell this like weird smell. And I was like, do you smell that? And my sister was like, yeah, like it smells weird. Like I had never smelled anything like that before in my life. Like I am not the kind of girl who works on cars or like works around people who work on cars. Like I don't know anything about cars, basically. Obviously, if that isn't clear. So then we see smoke coming out of the front of my car. And I was like, shit, let me pull over. And so like we pulled over and the smoke's coming out, but like it's not overheating. And I was like, I just need to get home. And so I text this guy and I'm like, hey, like the car is smoky and it smells weird. Can you meet me at my house? And he's like, yeah. So then we start heading home and then it starts overheating and I was like, fuck, like I need to stop it right now. Like my little sister, like I guess she thought the car was gonna explode, and so she like, before I could even pull off of Main Street, she was like out the car basically. Like she had the door open, she's like, I have to get out, I have to get out. And I was like, dude, chill. Anyway, so we pull into this random parking lot and I text this guy, I'm like, this is where I'm at. So I'm just sitting there pouting, eating my KFC while my car is smoking and smelling like shit. He pulls up to the place where we're at and he notices like this part is missing or like broken. He says that he might have broke it when he was fixing it, and so he's like, I'll just replace it. So he goes and he buys the part, comes back, replaces it, puts like coolant in it, and like does all this stuff that I don't know what matters. But anyway, he does that, and then I was like, and we sat there for like an hour, like waiting for him to fix this. And like I'm not mad at him, like I don't care, like this is not me throwing shade at him. Everything he did was right, and like he helped me better than anyone else could have. Like perfect. Like I'm not even a hater like that. Like I appreciate him so much. Anyway, so he's like, so just drive it again and see if it happens again. And he's like, text me if it does. And so we just took the long way home because my little sister was like, I want to go home, like I don't want to do this anymore. So we take the long way home, and then like we didn't even drive for like 2 minutes and it starts overheating again. And I was like, oh my god. So I pull over, he comes back, he just starts putting coolant in it, and it's still overheating when it's on. So he just sits there and presses on the gas and lets the coolant do whatever. It was like bubbling, doing all this stuff. Finally it stops overheating and he just pours like 2 fucking jugs of coolant in there, and it's fine. And so like I kept driving it for like an hour and it was good, perfect, whatever. I get all the way here, it's perfectly fine. And then yesterday, was it yesterday? No, the day before yesterday. Anyway, so things happened here, like whatever. My shitty luck has happened. But I'm talking about my car right now, so we'll stick to the car. So my car was good, and I was telling my mom like, yes, my car is finally good enough just to drive around town, like to be reliable enough for me to get place to place, like it's chill. And then 2 days ago, my dog, this is what happens, it's with my luck. Like, of course my car was fine until I had something else going on. So my dog got spayed, and I was on my way to get gas Well, I dropped her off in the morning, and then they text me like, come back at 4 and pick her up. We close at 4, so be here at 4. I was like, all right, that's fine, like totally fine. I have nothing going on. I will be there. So I drive to get gas because I noticed that my gas was running out. And as soon as I left my house, I pulled into a gas station. It was packed, like so packed where I couldn't even get in. So I just left. And then I'm going to this other gas station, and my light comes on, my gas light comes on, and I'm like, okay, well at least like it's right there. I'll be there in like 2 seconds. And I'm on this main busy highway, and then my car just like dies. It's the worst. Okay, so it literally just like I noticed it like stopped when it stopped accelerating, you know, and I like pressed on the gas, like it didn't do anything, and I was like, oh my god, like what the fuck is happening? Like I'm in busy traffic, like I am stressed out, and like I know I'm like it's not gonna make it any further, like this is it. And I'm in this lane, and there's like another lane of the people going the same way as me, and then there's 2 more lanes, and there's like I'm like by like Walmart and like some other stores. Anyway, so I know that I can't go through here because there's people driving next to me, and there's a gap right here. So I was like, so I'm just gonna go across, but it's not accelerating, like it's just stopping. And so I go and I make it into the driveway, like into the entrance of this Walmart, and it's like a hill, and that's where I fucked up too. Well, I mean, like there's nothing else I could do. So I get over this hill, and then it's just done, and like the steering wheel is hella hard to turn, and it's just done with, and I'm like, fuck. So it starts rolling backwards off this hill into oncoming traffic, and so I turn it off, and then I try to turn it back on, like maybe that's how I problem solve with cars, like turn it off, turn it back on, see what happens. It didn't start anymore, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm stuck here in this Walmart entrance. Like people are coming in and out. It's the middle of the afternoon, like it's about to be rush hour. I have to go get my dog. Like what am I supposed to do? And so I'm just sitting there, and like normally like I don't really freak out when I'm in these situations with my car. Like I just sit there, I just like am like whatever. Like to me there's no point in sitting here crying about it. Like it happens to me a lot, so like whatever, like I'm not gonna freak the fuck out about it. But anyway, I realized like I don't know what to do. Like I'm stuck here in this Walmart entrance, people are just driving by me, no one's trying to help me. I don't know what to do. And so I'm like, should I call the police? Like do I call the police on myself right now? And then I was like, I'm just gonna call my mom. So I call my mom, I start telling her what happened, and then I just started crying. Like there was just too much going on. I was just like overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do, and crying's not the answer, but like that's all I could do in the moment. And so my mom, I was like, who do I call? What do I do? And she was like, I don't know, like this isn't like a normal situation for us. I mean, like this happens to people all the time, but like it's never happened to me. Like of all the problems I've had with my car, I've never had this happen to me before. I was just like, what do I do? Like the problems with my car usually is like when I'm not driving it. Like it's when like a problem will happen, but like it's still drivable. It doesn't just stop working when I'm driving it. So she was like, call a towing company, I guess. And she's like, no one's helping you? And I was like, no. So she's like, call a towing company. So I did. I started calling like Pet Boys. And then this guy walks up to me and he's like, put it in neutral and I'm gonna push you out. And I was like, bet. So I put it in neutral and it starts rolling back on this one guy, and I'm like, do I get out and help you? And he was like, no, you have to steer it, you know, like obviously, but like can you push it though, like honestly. Anyway, so we were just standing there, and then 4 people come running and they're like, we'll push you. So they push me out the way and they just leave. Whatever, like I don't even care that they left. I appreciate that they fucking pushed me because I was crying, and this old lady was behind me. I had my flashers on, like obviously I'm not just chilling in this Walmart entrance being a dumbass. Like something happened, I can't fucking move my car, and this old lady's behind me just honking at me. And I swear, I have never wanted to fight an old person more than I did at that moment. I just saw myself get out of my car and walk up to her and just pull her out of her car and beat the shit out of her. But I didn't, so like don't think that I'm like a violent ass little bitch, because I'm not. Well, I don't fight old ladies. So anyway, finally she clued in, I guess, and left. And then like, yeah, they pushed me out of the way. And so I called the towing company and they're like, yeah, like we'll come get you, whatever. And then it's like 3:40-ish, I don't even know. And I'm like, I have to get my fucking dog. And so I asked my roommate, like, can you get my dog? But when they're spayed and stuff, like, they can't really like walk, and my dog weighs 90 pounds almost, or like 80 pounds. She got her dog neutered also, and she said he couldn't walk. So she was like, I'll go get you and we can go and get her because I don't think she'll be able to walk. So she comes and gets me, and the towing company is supposed to call me 10 minutes before they get to my car. We're there waiting for her, for my dog, and they call me, we're at your car, where are you? And I was like, oh my god, like, you guys were supposed to call me, but whatever. They say they can still tow it without me being there, so they tow it. I get my dog, and then, like, they start telling us, like, watch your dog, like, don't let her do this and this and this, and they start telling us, like, a horror story about, like, what happened with a cat that, like, licked open her incision and, like, tore out her own organs, and, like, they had to put them back, and it freaked me out, like that freaks me out. Like, I was already freaked out. Like, I don't think I could ever be a mom because, like, I freak out when my dog is hurt. Like, it messes with my mind. Like, I can't imagine. So, like, I didn't need the horror story. Like, I was already scared for her. Like, I already felt bad for her. And the smell of the vet smelled like my dog had parvo a while back. And, like, I'll get into my dog in a little bit. But, like, yeah, like, she had parvo, and that's what the vet smelled like. And, like, she almost died, and that brought back weird things. Anyway, all this stuff's going on. I almost passed out. So I'm sitting there waiting for this cone to put around her head so she doesn't take out her own organs, and I almost hit the floor. Like, I'm standing there, and I'm like, I can feel it coming, because, like, that's something that happens to me a lot because I have, like, hypoglycemia, whatever. But, like, you can't see and, like, you can't hear anymore. Like, your ears, like, pop and, like, you just see black, like, around your eyes, basically. And that was happening, and I was like, oh my god, like, I'm gonna pass out. And, like, so I was sitting there, and I was, like, fanning myself, and, like, it wasn't going away. And so, like, I sit down, and, like, no one's paying attention to me, like, which doesn't bother me, but, like, I asked for something, and, like, she was making me wait, and, like, that kind of made me mad, too, because, like, whatever, like, I just needed something really quick, whatever, it doesn't matter, I'm not a selfish bitch, whatever. Anyway, so I sit there and I realize, like, she's not gonna get to me anytime soon, and I have to go get my car, and my dog smells like shit, and she's in my roommate's car, and, like, it's just a mess. So I just leave, and I walk out there, like, hella out of it, like, I can't see, I can't hear, and I'm just like, I'm gonna pass out. Anyway, so it goes away, I get to the place, and I'm like, hey, I'm here for my car, can you tell me what's wrong with it? And so basically they're like, yeah, the diagnostics test is $80, and, like, that's part of the reason I never took it somewhere, because, like, I knew the coils and stuff needed to be replaced, but, like, every place was like, we have to do a diagnostics test, which start at, like, anywhere between $60 to, like, $200, and, like, if I know that's a problem, like, that's annoying that you're gonna charge me that much, because I knew the fix was gonna be expensive. Anyway, so I was like, whatever, do the test, like, if I have to. And I tell them, I was like, I was running out of gas. Like, I don't know if that has something to do with it, because, like, my light had just turned on, and, like, I've driven it with the light on for, like, miles, but, like, I haven't driven my car in a long time, and so I was just like, I don't know if that has something to do with it. So they're like, we'll find out. Anyway, so they put a little bit of gas in it. They're able to get it into the shop, and then it goes back off when the gas, like, gets, like, kind of low. So they come to the conclusion that's the problem, is the gas. So obviously my gas gauge is just fucked up, of course. So when the light came on, I guess it was closer to being empty than, like, it registered. I don't know what happened. But anyway, so they put some gas in. They're like, $70 and you're good to go. And, like, whatever. It would have happened sooner or later that I would have found out that my gas gauge was messed up, because, like I said, I drive on E, like, a lot. So better sooner than later, better, like, now than when I'm, like, out somewhere, like, not having the resources to help me. But anyway, literally, my car did that, like, at a Walmart, and the 7-Eleven gas station was right next to the Walmart. Like, if I had known that was a problem, then I could have just got a fucking gas thing and put my own gas and saved myself, like, $50. But I didn't because of all the problems that I have with my car. I just automatically assumed like I have to pay like $300 to fix my car right now. But like, I mean, in the end, like, I'm not just a dumb bitch. Like, I tweeted about it, and like I felt like a lot of people were probably like, wow, Canada's fucking stupid for just like letting her car run out of gas and being like, oh, test it and tow it and do all this shit. Like, no, I'm not just stupid. Like, I was actually like caught off guard by something that like I didn't know was a problem with my car. But now that I have it figured out, it's whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's how things are going with my car. I just have a lot of things going on anyway, but like I kind of update a lot on my car. Like, I do Snapchats, like for every time something happens, I put on Snapchat, and then like in my drive with me, I talked about my car a little bit. So I just think it's like, it's almost funny to me now, like when things like that happen. Like, it sucks, like, don't get me wrong, like I don't want this to happen to me anymore, but like when I tell people, it's almost humorous. Like, why are you surprised that that happened? Because I shouldn't be. Like, honestly, I need a new car. It's old, it has a lot of miles on it, like whatever. That's the problem. I'm not asking for this shit to happen. What's like shitty about it is like right now my car is worth like $500 because like I've hit a fucking coyote. My air conditioner barely works, and I don't know, like, if I did something, like if I made fun of somebody for like driving a shitty car, like if I did something, I put negativity into the world, and like that's why this is happening to me. Like, I don't know, because I believe in that. I believe like if you speak about something, like I believe in karma, like speak into existence. Like, I believe into these things. Call me superstitious, like whatever. Obviously something is fucking wrong with me and like the world, because like my luck is shitty. Like, okay, here's another example. So I can't get a liquor license. I was gonna start, like, I got a job at a restaurant, and like they're like, start on Monday. This was on a Friday, so like perfect, yeah, I'll take it. They're like, do this, this, and this, and get a liquor license. I was like, bet, like getting a liquor license will be the easiest part of that because I've had one before. I just have to like renew it. Anyway, so no, I can't get one because something happened back in 2016 that like fucked up my taxes. Basically I have to send them my W-2s from 2016, and for some reason they don't have my tax returns and all that shit from 2017, which doesn't make any sense because like I filed the same way both years, but whatever. So my old boss, like, I can't get a hold of him for some reason to get my W-2s, so whatever. No shade, but so I called the IRS today, and turns out like they didn't have any humans that were able to help me today. Of all days, they said, sorry, we don't have anyone available today, try on the next business day. Like, the IRS doesn't have anybody today, just today, try again tomorrow. Like, I don't understand, like, what the fuck. And then like I can get them mailed to me without talking to somebody, but they mailed to the address of which I filed, and obviously I don't fucking live there anymore. And then I was like, well, how do I change it? You call them. Okay, well, if there's no one there to talk to, how the fuck am I supposed to tell them? That's where I'm at right now. So I think I'm gonna do like that's the end of that rant. I don't care, like I have bad luck with everything, but everything works out in the end for me. It's like I've not had like any life-altering bad luck. Things just happen when I try to do something, like something little always fucks me up, and I just like, I'm like one of those people that's just like, whatever, I have to problem solve and fucking keep going. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and let some little shit stop me from fucking living my life. I'm pretty optimistic. But anyway, I just wanted to rant about that because I figured I could rant about it and get out, you know, talk about it without anyone talking back to me, telling me that I'm fucking stupid or fucking judging me. For now anyway. And then I'll just like post this and fucking have another YouTube video. And like, I'm so sorry I cuss so much. I really tried really hard to keep my channel like PG-13 for like the first 2 videos. And then like, here I am, sorry, I suck. So I did do like a couple of videos that were like move with me vlogs. So I might post those in my next video when I want to talk about like my New Year's resolutions. you know, things like that I'm changing in my life, like blah, 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 all that nonsense. But I just wanted to get on here and update you guys that my life still sucks.